The following is a paid advertisement. The views expressed are the sole responsibility of the advertiser.
Put the power back in your hands. This is Behind the Law with attorney Justin Clark.
Welcome to Behind the Law. Happy weekend to you. It's Saturday. Saturdays are great, aren't they?
Yeah, happy weekend to you.
I was talking to them.
I was talking to you.
Oh, hi. How are you?
Hi, good.
Can I ask you a question? I'll tell you what we're going to talk about in a minute. Let me ask you a question, though, and this is important. And you know what I'm talking about. Is this suit fitting enough or not? Go ahead.
I think it is.
Go ahead.
Why? Because you're gonna throw my mom under the bus.
I'm not throwing her under the bus.
You are. Literally, we were having dinner last night, and my mom said that you need to get more.
She said, "I love you, and I'm only telling you this because I care about you." That's what she said.
Yours is good
your
today.
Your suits look terrible. That's all I heard.
You have a majority of suits that don't fit your body.
I don't know
which
if
is
I
good.
agree with
you
that.
know, well,
is this one okay or not okay?
It's good. You look fantastic. You look
Cheryl
great.
approval or not?
I don't know. She's probably gonna watch this, so I guess she'll send you a text like, "Why'd you throw me under the bus, Justin?"
Special show today.
Yeah.
By the way, we're here live to answer any of your questions. 321-282-1055. I am a lawyer. She's not a lawyer. She's
I'm not.
Here to ask the questions for the people at home who are non-lawyers, right?
Yes.
Special show, a first-time visitor. And he's fantastic, by the way. You met John Marshall.
Yes.
We're going to talk about all things asset protection. We're going to talk about estate planning. What do you do with your real estate to make sure it does not get taken by creditors? Then, for the first time ever on the show, I think, we're going on a field trip.
We're going on an adventure.
Who's driving?
Not me.
We'll figure out that and much more here in just a few minutes as Behind the Law continues. You own a house, you need to have your windows and sliding glass doors checked right away. I'll tell you why. Joined by my good friend Dan Bringman, Renewal by Anderson. How do I know, Dan, when it's time to have my windows and sliding glass doors checked?
Well, it's a great question because it's not always obvious. One of the ways that sticks out immediately is that energy bill. We have to make, we've seen it go up all year long. Got a couple cool days now. A couple other ways are they're not functioning properly. You have some dust on the seals, and also just water infiltration, or maybe you heard a lot of rattling during some wind and so forth.
Absolutely. QR code is on the screen for you right now. What does it cost to have you and your design team come out and see what's going on with my windows?
Absolutely nothing but your time.
That's a beautiful thing, and they're going to come check it out, tell you exactly what you need or don't need sometimes. But a lot of people say, well, Dan, you know, I'm worried about the economy. I don't want to write a big check right now. You've done amazing things to make this almost free sometimes when you compare it to your electric bill.
Absolutely, and it's a great thing to be concerned about, but we take the worry away. What we've done is we've extended our finance plans, and we call them our easy pay plans, and they go up to 144 months, and we go as low as 5.97. I mean, that's like really low. Most terms out there go as high as 12, 14%.
And if you think about what you're paying every month versus how you're going to save money on your electricity bill, this is almost free for you and a no-brainer. Dan, always good to see you, buddy. Do yourself a favor right now. Hit the QR code on the screen and call Renewal by Anderson today. Welcome back to the show. I think this is a very important segment ahead. And number one, as you know, we can control what attorneys come on this program. Mm-hmm. And I'm very selective of who I like to talk to because, again, there are a lot of great lawyers out there. There are some lawyers who take themselves a little too seriously at times. And that's
really?
that's not me. That's not the show.
No.
This guy you're going to love very much. And what he does, the work he does, is so important to protect you and your family now and in the future. John Marshall's here. Always form-fitting suits, by the way, with John Marshall. John, how are you, buddy?
Great.
Welcome to the show.
Hey, great to be here. Thanks for having me.
So, first of all, I want to talk about you just a little bit because I am choosy as to who I want to do business with, who I want to talk to on the show because I grew up poor, number one, right? I grew up very sort of lower middle class and just the thought of even going or my parents going to hire a lawyer was like, we didn't have that kind of money. I want lawyers who treat people the way I treat my clients and that's you. That it's the epitome of you and the brand that you've built, the practice that you've built. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I feel very much the same way you do. I put on a suit to come see you guys today. But in my office, we're usually in jeans, dress shirt, but a little bit more casual. We even designed the office to be more of a home environment because we want people to come in and feel comfortable. We don't want to be that stuffy, arrogant law firm because the things that we're dealing with I don't care if you are Elon Musk or if you are just turning 18 years old and heading off to college. There are some very important aspects of your life that you have to deal with. Rich, poor, old, young, it doesn't matter. And we don't want people to have that fear or that intimidation of an attorney getting in the way of addressing things that they need to have addressed.
Absolutely.
As someone who's not an attorney,
See, she
obviously
jumped
it's me.
right in though.
No,
You
because-
thought you
no,
weren't going to
because
say
I-
anything. Great
because
job.
John's cool.
Yeah, John is
Anyway,
cool.
no, but I love that. I mean, for like me, I always get scared. It's like, oh, that's an attorney, you know, and you just kind of feel like kind of put off almost. And so I love the fact that you guys really, you made people feel at home, especially, you know, it's scary to pick an attorney, number one, let alone one you feel comfortable with. So I think that's really important.
Well, I appreciate that. And you know, one of the things that we look at is when I started my firm, I wanted it to be client-centered. What do I provide? Yes, I provide legal services, but I am in the customer service business.
Sure.
I had the fortunate opportunity to have my wife come on and begin working at the firm. And so we're both invested as a family. And we want to treat our clients like family. We want them to put their trust in us, but it just can't be, trust me, I'm a lawyer. It needs to be, trust me, trust my wife, trust our firm, because we're going to treat you with respect.
Yeah, and I think your clients probably become part of the family as well. I was reading your website, and half the website's about how much you love your wife and you guys love spending time together, and the dog who greets your clients as well.
Yes. Gizmo.
It's a family that you create, and your clients become an extended family to you guys.
They do, and we get very close with our clients. But it's because we get invested in them and what they're trying to do, whether it's, you know, estate planning, where we're planning for what happens if we become incapacitated or pass away. Oftentimes our clients are the family that is left after a family member has passed away. And so they're now dealing with grief. We want to be the people that they turn to and that they can trust, but we want them to feel comfortable. We want them to feel at ease. And so we want them to feel that we're an extension of their family. And especially for our estate planning clients, we could be doing an estate plan today, but we may not be called upon for maybe 10, 15 years,
Right.
maybe longer, until there is an incapacity or death. And in those intervening years, we want people to feel like they can talk to us and come back to us so that estate plans don't become stale. You know, we don't overlook updating things so that they're compliant with our laws. But we want then to have that relationship where people understand, I can talk to them, I can go back, and there isn't that fear or intimidation.
So let's say I'm home watching right now. I'm 65 years old. I've got some young adult type children. I have a few assets. I haven't really planned out anything. I've been working too hard. I haven't really had time to take a step back and say, okay, how am I going to put all of this together to make sure, number one, it's all protected, but also number two, if something, you know, heaven forbid, does happen to me, my children are going to know exactly what to do, and they're not going to have to go through a bunch of grief figuring out my assets. Estate planning, I think that's what we're doing here. What do I do?
So the first thing that we want to do is we want to sit down and talk to you, but we also want you to bring to us information about what are your assets? Who are your kids? Are there any special circumstances? When we collect that information and then we can sit down and have that one-on-one conversation, we're then able to identify what is unique about that client. You could have a couple living next door to each other. Same style house, same cost. Maybe they have the same amount in assets, but the actual assets may be different. Maybe one is more invested in IRAs, one is into buying property. But they're kids. They can each have 3 kids, but the kids aren't going to be the same. Everybody is unique. And so we want to learn about the person that we're sitting with and about their family. So we're going to probe, we're going to ask questions. But we want clients to understand, when you come in, don't be afraid. Tell us these things, because you know what? If you have a child that has a dependency issue, we want to make sure that we address that as part of the estate plan. Not because we don't want to give them things, we want to help them. We also want to talk about creditor protection, and that's a big issue. A lot of people overlook the fact that there may be some things that we can do to protect a client's assets while they're alive, but we can even create creditor protection for their children. Imagine leaving assets to a child and knowing that that child can receive that inheritance and not have to worry about it being taken from them in a lawsuit or, different situations like that, even a divorce. These are things that we want to plan for in the future.
Absolutely. So let's do estate planning here 101 together. I don't have a will, I don't have health care surrogate, I don't have any documents whatsoever. Just at the very, very beginning, what documents are just a must?
So everybody needs a power of attorney and healthcare directives. And when I say everyone, my niece turned 18 a year ago. Today, in fact, is her 19th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Rachel.
Happy birthday.
So her uncle, being the awesome guy he is, got for her 18th birthday, a power of attorney, healthcare directives.
That's a great gift.
Did you wrap it up or no?
We wrapped it up and did the whole signing. But the thing of it is, and actually, she did get a real gift, and my wife made sure that happened.
Right.
Don't put that on me. But we did that because she was going off to college. Yeah. And if something had happened to her, and we just saw what happened at Florida State.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you don't have the right documents in place, her parents, even though they are her parents, have no legal right to information about her finances, information about her health care, different things like that. And that applies to everyone 18 and over. Even when you are married, and congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Even when you're married, if you do not have those documents in place, you do not have a right to information about your spouse. So we need that power of attorney. We need that, what we call a designation of healthcare surrogate that says, if I cannot make my own healthcare decisions, here's who can. We need the HIPAA waiver that simply says, I can access information, for my wife, and vice versa. If, she's in the hospital, she has given me HIPAA authorization, I can talk to the doctors and get that information. And then a living will is more of an optional thing, but it does allow you to say, if I am mentally incapacitated and on life support, remove me if that's what you want. We'll even talking about DNRs, although that's a whole different segment, and those are very misunderstood documents, but we will have conversations about that.
Yeah, so look, if you have a pulse and you don't have these documents together, you need to do so. And the first step that you should take is hit the QR code on the screen right now. I'll connect you directly with John, or you can call the phone number on the screen and I'll connect you directly via phone. 321-282-1055, and let him evaluate what you already have, or if you don't have anything, he'll tell you what you need. And John, I think I've been seeing commercials lately with this, do it online, like, I'm not going to do my own taxes for sure. I'm definitely not going to do my own will, and these most important documents that you can have. Why do you think it's so important that someone hires you versus going to Google.com and figuring out how to do it, or ChatGPT now even?
Oh yeah, and people ask me, what do you think about the online things like that? I love it, but I love it because I'll make more money cleaning up the mess than I would if you hired me up front.
Exactly.
When you hire us up front, we're going to talk and address situations that AI is a tool. I use AI in my practice, but it cannot replace the thought process, the rationing, the reasoning that goes into developing an estate plan. So we want to use those tools, but when you come to an experienced attorney like myself, we're using our experience, we're using the tools that we have available to custom tailor a plan to you. The problem with a lot of these online programs is they are trying to custom tailor for everybody, and you're going to miss some very important issues are just not going to be addressed. And those issues can be very big. You just may not realize it until much later in life, or, God forbid, they may not materialize until after death.
Yeah. We do a lot of real estate at my firm, as we were talking about, and a big part of what we do is quiet title actions, right? But oftentimes when we do a quiet title, it's literally brother suing brother or sister suing brother. It is the kids of these parents who didn't do things the right way. They did not prepare the right way, thinking that little Johnny and little Sarah, they're going to be fine after I'm gone. They love each other. We're family. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. And I think that sometimes it's a mistake on the parents who ultimately pass away for not setting up things properly. What do you tell people who are still living now about ways to avoid probate and avoid their kids fighting when they're gone?
So, one, we use a lot of trusts in Florida. Probate in Florida is very time-consuming, very expensive. If we can avoid it, and if it's practical, we'll use a trust. Now, having said that, not everybody needs a trust. And I don't like that approach of, well, everybody needs this. No, we need to talk about your estate and look at it. But we will use trusts. We will talk about who is a good trustee. I'll have people say, well, my son's the oldest, and if I don't name him trustee, he's going to be upset. Well, tell me about your son. Well, he's had 2 bankruptcies and is going through his 3rd, divorce. Okay, probably not the guy to put in charge, But again, it's about having that experience to have that conversation, and we talk about, let's put the right people in charge, because you can oftentimes head off those family problems by having a dialogue and then picking the right people. Maybe it's a professional trust company. Maybe it's another family member that's not your kids. But we have to be honest. We have to be practical with how we look at our family and say, you know what, are there the signs there? Do we, brother and sister, get along today? But, again, what signs are present in the family that may give us an indication on that? Nonetheless, sometimes we can't predict that. But there are things that we can build into the estate plan that allow us to even tweak it or fix it after death so that we can head off those issues. Yeah. But we have to have a good estate plan done up front. If it's not, we're going to be in the courts figuring it out later. And in those siblings fighting siblings, there's only one winner. Yeah. The attorneys.
Us.
Yeah.
And we don't want to win that way. You and I don't want to win that way at all. And it's so, inexpensive to really get things all set up to where you don't have to spend sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars fighting your family down the road. Good job, buddy. Good to see you. I feel like we barely scratched the surface. We're going to do this more.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah, QR code on the screen right now. You don't have to wait till you're 70 years old to start preparing for these things. You should do it right now. Get with John. He'd be happy to talk to you. Talk through what is best for you, what's best for your family. It's where we don't have these fights down the road. That was good stuff.
That was great. I
could have done this for 2 hours.
I know.
I think, right? A little special thing coming up for you now, though. We are getting out of the suit. We're going on a field
I don't know.
trip.
I think you might be in your suit. I don't know.
We're going on a field trip as Behind the Law continues. Justin here with the beautiful Makaila. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
There's been a major shift happening in the air conditioning industry, and Old Ash, together with Duquesne, is leading the way.
Committed to the future, Old Ash introduces a new generation of systems that use R454B refrigerant, an innovative alternative that reduces global warming potential by 78% compared to the R410A.
This change is perfect opportunity for anyone looking to replace an old unit or install a new air conditioning system. Old Ash wants you to understand what these changes mean so you can make the best decisions for you, your home, and your family. With a simplified product lineup, compatibility with both R410A and R454B equipment, and available refrigerant detection system kits, the transition is smooth and efficient.
Old Ash technicians are fully trained and certified in these new procedures, ensuring a professional installation that meets the latest industry standards. And most importantly, you'll have peace of mind knowing that their team is with you every step of the way.
With Duquesne and Old Ash, every unit installed is a step towards cleaner air and a more sustainable future. Stay informed, stay cool. Trust Duquesne.
Give them a call today to learn more about these changes and how they could affect your AC unit, and let their trusted service providers guide you through it. Old Ash, educating ourselves to educate you.
Have you been threatened by the IRS? You are not helpless. You have the power to fight wage garnishments and fight levies on your accounts. I'm Justin Clark. Call me now for a free consultation or visit youhavepower.com and take back control of your financial life.
This episode is all about local family-owned, woman-owned. We are standing here at Space Coast Nursery and kind of like Treasure Your Landscape. It's kind of a 2-for-1. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk to the owner, Miss Treasure Phelps. Treasure, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
I feel like I feel like I'm on vacation, literally, and this is your place of work, your business. How did all this come to be?
I'm really lucky. I mean, we have a full-service landscaping company, and we do all sorts of projects, and one thing is that we buy plants, and the old owner we bought from, came to me with this opportunity and told me that, he wanted to sell, and I was like, wow, it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, to be here with plants outside, with nature, God's, work of art, I was like, that's amazing, I'd love that. And so me and my dad and my sister took the opportunity and combined the companies, and now, I'm blessed with all these plants, green, purple, pink, colors everywhere, so it's awesome.
Let me ask you a question, because I love nurseries, I do, but I don't know anything about them. I just know that my landscaping doesn't look great at home and I need to do something. For amateurs like me, can we come in and you really help us decide what would be best for our yard?
Yeah, actually that's my favorite thing to do. I love when customers come in and come with me with like a paper or a plan and questions, because I'm full of answers. I can't come with you with a plan, but you come to me with some questions and I can guide you in any direction. I love to talk about all types of plants, what they do, what would be best for your yard, your soil. Every condition matters, your water, fertilizing, sun, everything. So all that into account, we can find the best plants for your yard.
Wow. So I can just come here and shop. Like I can literally just roll up and be like, hey Treasure, I just want to buy some plants today.
Yeah, actually there's people who come here just to talk to me and hang out and get a little walk in the garden. Yeah, you can bring your dog and just hang out. It's fun to play, throw a ball for my dog and just socialize.
So let's say I fall in love with a plant and I'm like, oh my God, it's not going to fit in my truck. What do we do?
So we actually have a truck here that we can load up and then deliver to your house. And we actually have a machine, so if it's too heavy for either of us, we can just put it on there and it loads up for us.
I think you could pretty much carry anything in here though.
I try. I'm pretty strong.
Yeah, no, you definitely look it. And not just, landscaping, you guys do some other stuff like pavers and turf. What's that like?
It's pretty fun actually. I love artificial turf. I'm the master
Who
steamer.
doesn't? You can't kill it.
Always green, constantly.
Yes.
It's beautiful. You don't have to water it. And you can do a putting green, have fun with it. It's perfect for kids when they're playing, playground in the backyard. You just put some turf and then some rubber mulch and then you have the perfect conditions for them. They're not getting hurt. It's great.
With your background in landscaping, how has that helped you really make this nursery thrive?
I definitely say if I didn't do landscaping, I don't think I'd be able to do this here. It conditioned me mentally and physically because with the heat and just dealing with customers and the physical aspect, you have to do all of it. And if I didn't have the background of landscaping as far as mentally, pushing myself, I wouldn't be able to do this, and it's great.
I think having the landscaping company and the nursery together, they work so closely together. It's such a wonderful idea, but I also think that when people think landscaping, sometimes they're just thinking, the guy who comes and mows their yard once a week. Your landscaping company does so much more than that.
That's exactly what they think, actually. People come in, they're like, oh, you cut lawns. I'm like, no, actually, we don't. It's the one thing we don't offer. We do everything else, pavers. We'll work on your irrigation, artificial turf, grass pavers. We do plants, removals, rock, mulch, sod, everything. We can do anything.
Yeah.
Wow. That's kind of what you need, especially like when it comes to your yard. You're looking at it every day and you want it to be beautiful. I know I do.
But also, Florida is different than some other states because we have such heat here. I think the landscaping company that you choose and what you put there is super important in Florida.
Oh yeah, and it's very important with sun too. Excuse me. Some people don't understand that the sun really affects your plants, and they'll buy something not realizing that once they put it in the sun, it gets burnt and then it kind of dies. So it's very important to know what you're buying. And some places like, the big name brands, they don't really help you with that. What we do here.
And you're supporting local, woman-owned. How's it been working with your family?
It's pretty awesome. I love the fact that I get to work with my family versus, random strangers.
Absolutely.
It's way more beneficial. We're working together, we're working for one another, we're working for each other's lives. It's awesome. And under God, so it's beautiful.
We're sitting here at your nursery right now, obviously, and sometimes I think people drive by and they're like, well, I'm not a contractor, so I can't even go there as just a regular homeowner. Not true here.
No, we're actually very open to the public. We encourage the public to come. We want people to walk in here and just bring their families, bring their kids, their grandma, their grandpa. We're pretty accessible here. We're working on the ground, making it to where people are very,
I'm comfortable.
very comfortable. Yeah.
I'm happy to be here.
Thank you.
And speaking of, you have a big event coming up. What's going on with that? Because I'm excited. I think I'm going to come by.
Yeah, you have to bring your dog too,
Oh my gosh,
right?
Stella's coming. Sorry in advance.
So we actually have a big event, on May 3rd. It's the first Saturday in May. We're just opening back up to the public. We got cleaned up, and we're gonna have a bunch of new product, have some sales, and some raffles, and have a food truck here. So we'll be open 8 to 5.
Plants.
Yeah, food and plants.
Food
have
plants.
some music. It'll be really fun. So we encourage people to come out.
And this is such a different experience than, say, someone that wants to go to, let's call them the big box store,
That was
has a little,
nice. You said that nicely.
well, I didn't want to say about the store,
But you go there, you can't even find a human being to help you.
No.
No.
This is just a totally different experience for homeowners especially.
Yeah, you walk in and if you don't see me at the front, the gate's closed because I have Flea running around, my dog, and you don't want to run it out. But you just call, hey, help, and I run to the front and I let you in, and it's like a whole, I don't know, a garden tour is how I say it. I'll walk through my garden.
It's peaceful.
It is very peaceful.
Well, Treasure, you are doing some amazing work here. Keep it up. If you need help with landscaping, you want to buy some pretty plants, come here, and especially come here on May 3rd to hang out with them. It is never a bad time to prioritize your health, your well-being. That is why I come to Bellam Wellness. I'm joined by Dr. Zadie. You are a primary care physician first and foremost, but you started Bellam Wellness. Tell me a little bit about why you started it.
Bellam actually has been my passion from quite some time. I wanted to do something a little bit more than the primary care, so we can take care of patients from inside out. We want them to feel better.
It means beautiful soul, right?
Beautiful soul, absolutely.
And I love that because not only do you offer some aesthetic services, but pain management, you really do it all. Tell me about some of the other services you offer here.
The main is, which I love the most, is my laser services.
I love it too. That's where I get my laser hair removal done.
So the most common, as you know, is our laser hair removal, but we do the fine lines, wrinkles, scars.
Spider veins.
Spider veins, absolutely. That's one of my favorite to perform, actually, because you can see the results instantaneously. And scars, as I mentioned, and brown spots, pigmented spots.
Because we all have something that we're a little insecure about because we always look in the mirror, but you really help people find the beauty within themselves and kind of fix those little imperfections along the way. Dr. Zadie, I trust you with all my aesthetic related services.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And your family is so inspirational. I love the husband, the kids, all of them. I really enjoy coming here.
Thank you so much. And we look forward to continue giving service to you and the whole of the Central Florida.
Yeah, do yourself a favor. If you want to check out this amazing list of services, look no further than Bellam Wellness.
I'm attorney Justin Clark. If you've been threatened by the IRS and are feeling scared, call me now or visit youhavepower.com. We wrap it up today, as always, with what did we learn, but we're doing it on a two-shot. I don't like this. I don't like change.
I like it. I think it's cool.
This was her idea. She's like, we'll just leave it on the two-shot. I don't like this.
Yeah, why not?
Does my say matter at all?
No.
Okay. What did you learn?
I learned a lot. John had a lot of information that I didn't know. I learned that he gives a great 18th birthday gift, too. You know, you got to be ready to estate plan.
But let's be honest, if you were turning 18 and you were given a
that's
will,
really cool.
You'd be okay with it?
100%.
Right.
I mean, it's things you don't think you need, but that
Rachel
you do.
also got a shout out on broadcast television for her 19th
birthday.
birthday. So that's pretty good, I think. Yeah. What else did you learn?
I don't know. I learned that I love plants. Obviously, our adventure was so much fun. Like, I could really do some damage at Treasure Coast.
That place was pretty awesome.
Oh my gosh,
and
it was
great
amazing.
people running it too.
Yeah, Treasure was awesome.
And you know, women-owned businesses is always
100%.
It's inspiring. They're just great people, and I just feel smarter when I'm around plants.
Yeah?
I do.
Do you feel like you're
Excellent
one with
job
nature?
to you as always. Thanks to our amazing crew. Most importantly, thank you. See you again next week for more Behind the Law. Are you worried about your student loan payments? I don't blame you. The great news for you is now we have more options than ever. Go to our website, youhavepower.com, to find out what options may exist for you and your student loans.
The proceeding was a paid advertisement. The views expressed were the sole responsibility of the advertiser.